My name is Leonard Emanuel. I was born right here, right over there, not far from that tree in a log cabin. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna do you a couple of hollers. I'd like to pay homage to the late Mr. Leonard Emanuel, who I found out in recent years was a relative.
Welcome to Spivey's Corner. If you grew up in the Carolinas like I did, you've surely heard of this tiny speck on the map. Even though it boasts a possible population of just 49 people, Spivey's Corner is an internationally known community, famous for having one of the most unusual contests in the world.
I was the first champion. That was in '69.
The National Hollerin Contest is an annual fundraiser for the local volunteer fire department, but it's a lot more than just that.
So Wayne, what in the world is the National Hollerin Contest?
You know, the Hollering Contest was actually started in 1969.
Wow.
To revive the lost art of hollering.
Okay.
So up at a local radio station, somebody called in and says, does anybody still remember hollering? WCKB is still here today with us, broadcasting live this afternoon from the Hollering Contest.
And so they were the first official sponsors?
Yeah, in their studio is where all the hollering actually started.
Hollering just isn't about loud shouting. It's about preserving a traditional form of rural communication. Before phones, hollering was used for very specific purposes.
Now you'll see this afternoon different styles of hollering. There's 4 different types of hollering. You have your functional hollering, and that was more or less whenever they would call the people in out of the field. You have expressive holler. They would do that to more or less help pass time. The Distress Holler sounded pretty much like these sirens we've been hearing running up down all day. You know, and then they had their communicative holler.
Okay.
That's how they communicated from one family to the other, letting them know what was going on. And it's one thing I like to tell people, we still believe in life, liberty, and a hollering good time. And look, where else can you go and get the food that you've had here today?
Oh,
It is top-notch first place.
Apple fritters. How do you make them? Little powdered sugar on there. Look at that. Homemade caramel. $5 worth of hollering apple fritters.
Okay, no competition. Those were first place apple fritters. But the real contest is just beginning. Hollers come in all shapes and sizes, and this little ear piercer started off the juniors competition.
This is called the loud scream.
My grandma used to call us in for supper. Sounds something like this. And we'd answer back, say, woo, woo.
Now, Iris Lucas here, she's been coming to these things for a while.
I've been to almost every one of them.
Can you holler?
Yeah, I can holler, but
Yeah?
I've not tried hollering like this.
Maybe we can find somebody to give us a lesson.
Tony Peacock, who is in the men's competition.
So if we could find Tony, he might be able to teach us how to holler.
He might.
All right, we'll try to find him.
Okay.
Well, as it turns out, it wasn't too hard to find Tony. With a set of pipes like that, I'm thinking this guy can definitely teach me a thing or two about hollering.
I would say your first step is just to know your own voice. Feel what you do in your range that's comfortable.
Right.
And go, woo!
Okay.
If you need to go lower, go with that.
Let me try that.
know what your range is,
Right.
and just play around with your voice.
So, woo, woo, something like that?
Yes.
Wait a minute, look who's that. Come over here. She has never been a hollerer other than her kids. She would love to have a hollering lesson from you. I said, well, maybe we can get one together.
Find any note you like and just open your mouth and let it go like you were hollering at Janice when she was a child.
Woo! Woo!
And just imagine she has done the worst thing she ever did and let it go one more time.
Woo!
See?
Gage Ballard, the winner of this year's Junior Hollering Competition, is a multi-talented performer from a family full of winners.
Last year was my first year, I think. My dad is like, come on, Cage, it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Then he just goes, signs me up, and I have lots and lots of fun.
So when you put your effort out there and you go do it, then you might win.
Right.
A lot of people made impressive displays of ear-splitting, drum-shattering, decibel-elevating, well, okay, you know what I'm getting at, really loud and impressive hollers. But in the end, one person impressed the judges most of all.
So now, Larry, this is your 9th win now?
Yes, sir.
All right, what does this mean for you?
It means a lot because the last 3 years I got some like second and third runner-ups, and it was especially the first one. I love it.
Thank you so much. Look at that big trophy. Look at that. Hold that up there, let everybody see.
All right.
2015 National Hollerin Contest. Winner, Larry.
Thank you very much.
This event is a National Hollering Contest, but let me tell you, it's known internationally. The winners will actually be getting calls next week from all over the world wanting them to holler for them. Our winners have been on Johnny Carson, Good Morning America, The Late Show with David Letterman. They have actually hollered for the Queen of England. I stand here and I look across back up here. That's a beautiful sight, that red, white, and blue. And this is what it's all about. Only in America could you do what we're doing.
This year's winner will carry on that proud tradition, letting the echoes of our past resonate into the future.